Cities are a reflection of us, of our ability to dream spaces to serve our needs and, if we're lucky, our dreams. Buildings define cultures and are mirrors of their souls. I could have started the series and channel by doing a piece on the most beautiful buildings of all time, but I decided to limit this list to the most beautiful buildings of the last quarter of a century, since about 1990. We've grown to know examples like the Sydney Opera House and Burj Al Arab, and perhaps even the Mercedes Museum in Stuttgart, Germany, as groundbreaking examples of beauty, which undoubtedly they are. But it seems there's a generation of work which is currently redefining stunning architecture and redefining its role in our lives, and I wanted to take a look at that and enrich my own mind as well as yours in the process. So to kick off our top 5 most beautiful structures of the last quarter century, at number 5, the Absolute Towers of Mississauga, Canada. The visionary Mad Architecture Group, who have done some mind-numbing work in their home country of China as well, and another entry in our top 5, won the contract to design these 2 stunning towers in 2006. Mad has stated that they're about breaking away from the standard square buildings of the urban typology of the past and see their buildings as landscape. I think you'll agree they're on an exciting cutting edge of modern architecture to redefine urban spaces. Apartments in both towers boast panoramic views of the city skyline from continuous balconies that wrap around the recessed glass facades. This setback also helps to shade each apartment from direct sunlight in the summer months. The taller of the 2 buildings has a height of 170 meters and is 56 stories tall. At number 4, we have the Waldspirale, or Forest Spiral, apartment building which is located in Darmstadt, Germany. It was designed by Austrian artist Friedensreich Hundertwasser and planned and implemented by architect Heinz M. Springmann. The building was completed in 2000. It contains 105 apartments and a parking garage. The inner courtyard contains a playground for the children of the residents and a small artificial lake. Peculiarities of the U-shaped building are the unique facade, which does not follow a regular grid organization, and the windows, which appear as if they were aus der Reihe tanzen, or dancing out of the line. Everywhere different and appearing out of order, often with tree tenants, or trees, growing from the windows. The diagonal roof, planted with grass, shrubs, flowers, and trees, rises like a ramp along the U-form. At its highest point, the building has 12 floors. The windows of the Waldspirale, which number over 1,000, are all unique. No 2 windows are the same. Similarly, different handles are attached to each apartment to the doors and windows. From the outside, the typical elements of Hundertwasser's personal style attract attention. The gilded onion domes, the absence of straight lines and sharp corners, the multicolored painting of the building in earth tones, and the colorful ceramic columns. This fabulous building, obviously crafted with love, would definitely be worth a stop on your next trip to Germany. At number 3, we have the stunning Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain, which was opened to the public on the 18th of October 1997 by King Juan Carlos I. In the early 1990s, the Guggenheim Foundation selected Frank Gehry as the architect, and its director Thomas Krantz encouraged Gehry to design something daring and innovative. When the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao opened to the public in 1997, it was immediately hailed as one of the world's most spectacular buildings in the style of deconstructivism and a masterpiece of the 20th century. Architect Philip Johnson described it as the greatest building of our time, while critic Calvin Tompkins in The New Yorker characterized it as a fantastic dream ship of undulating form in a cloak of titanium. Its brilliantly reflective panels also reminiscent of fish scales. Herbert Muschamp praised its mercurial brilliance in the New York Times Magazine. The Independent calls the museum an astonishing architectural feat. The curves on the exterior of the building were intended to appear random. The architect said that the randomness of the curves are designed to catch the light. Simply amazing. I hope to catch a glimpse of this one on my next trip to my beloved Spain. Constructed from 2008 to 2011, the Ortus Museum in Ortus, China comes in at number 2 on our list, Its architect is Ma Yan-song, once again of the Mad Architects group, who designed the dome to house the cultural history of the region. The museum was conceived as a reaction in contrast to the strict geometry of urban planning in China, taking the form of a natural irregular nucleus. The structure is wrapped with shiny metal panels that reflect and dissolve the environment. This shell encloses a new interior completely separated from the urban reality. Designed as a light rock covered with a bronze-colored steel skin, it is a building that stands out and blends with its arid context. Yan-song Ma said in an interview, "I wrapped this new world with a reflective metal facade to serve as symbolic protection for its users. The dark color of this metal gives the building a semblance of calm." The building consists of 5 levels above ground, featuring 41,000 square meters and 1 underground level with 8,000 square meters, reaching a maximum height of 40 meters. And our number 1 most beautiful structure of the last quarter century is the newly finished Harbin Opera House of China. This stunning building was again designed by Ma Yan-song, founding principal of the Mad Architectural firm, which is amazing really, because when I set out to put this list together, I simply chose the buildings and structures from around the world, put them on the list, ordered them, and it was only after I finished the list that I realized I had not just 1, but 3 structures on the list by this group of geniuses. At 79,000 square meters and completed in 2016, the Harbin Opera House has been called by some the next Sydney Opera House. It houses 2 theaters and sits in its landscape on the outskirts of Harbin as a natural extension of the wetlands and river around it. Its interior is made buoyant with literally tons of timber formed as if dreamed into place, achieving, according to CNN, Zen aesthetics. Mad and Yan-song hope this public theater and other structures they've designed will be catalysts for a new era of communion between populations and the urban landscapes around them. As Ma Yan-song says, "I want to make the building blend into the horizon so it feels like part of the land." I took this pattern of the water flowing from the riverbanks and I turned it into modern architecture. We used the building's shape to create an outdoor space where people would feel comfortable and want to stay. I wanted people to be able to climb the building like a mountain, says Ma. With that in mind, Ma and Mad designed a stairwell spiraling around the exterior, leading up to a viewing platform, enabling visitors to explore every inch of the opera house. Ma is concerned about the emotional connection that a building has with the people around it. "It's more than just a typical landmark that you can only look at," says Ma. "It's art that people can look at, enter, and use. I think that's what I want to bring to architecture. Beyond the functional, the shape, and the space, and the light, I want to bring an atmosphere. As buildings get taller and cities denser, designers need to instill a sense of community and nature in their architecture. Humans feel so lost in these large-scale structures. Typical modern urban developments look the same everywhere. They're huge scale, they don't have enough public space," says Ma. "They're not designed for community. I think we should bring in some beautiful scenery so people can always look in one direction and imagine something beyond the modern, high-density urban context." Ma and Mad will soon be working to complete their new building, the Urban Forest, in Chongqing, which by the looks of it will once again revolutionize the way we look at the buildings around us. So that does it for now. The top 5 most beautiful buildings of the last quarter century. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to see you for my next video where you can pump up your brain and give it the love it deserves.